Quote, I prayed for 20 years to be free, but received no answer until I prayed with my legs. End quote. Frederick Douglass. After reading and trying my best to interpret that quote, I'm thinking, was the enslaved man enlightened as an atheist or as a human god? I am proud to say, as a man in my 40s, that I have never attended a church service a day in my life. Not one. I have never been to church. I have never heard a sermon. I've never been to Bible study. I've never heard a live choir. I have never been consumed and poisoned by the huge monster that we know that is still alive and kicking today called religion. Never, not one time in my life have I ever attended a church service. Ever. Now, even though I wasn't brainwashed and conditioned by religion, I was still somehow affected by it. Somehow I was still conditioned to think that it was disrespectful to call myself God, or to think of myself as more than just merely a human. Though not being part of any traditional, organized religion, I was still conditioned to have reverence, deference, and respect to and for a fictional God outside of myself that was my master. Now, if I, a person who was never exposed to religion, was asphyxiated by this BS, I can only imagine what those of you who were born and bred as theists from inception have fared. Like the enslaved man in the Frederick Douglass quote, I too prayed. As a very young man, I would pray for this or that, but somehow also knowing that it was kind of ridiculous and that somehow a piece of the puzzle was missing. I never really understood how this so-called external God wanted all of the credit for everything, but none of the blame for anything. That's what got me. Anything that wants all the credit automatically gets all of the blame. That's logic, right? I would often ponder about how when successful people had everything in life, did everything right, and were on top of the world, they always gave thanks to God. Whereas if this same person was down and out, a drunk, unemployed, a drug addict, vexed with whatever malady you can think of, everyone in the world would blame that person. They wouldn't say, oh, God has forsaken you, you're a loser. It's so interesting how this external God wants or is given all of the credit for when you succeed, but when you fail, it's all on you. Now, because of all of this, I became what is called a staunch and staccato, full-on atheist. Because I couldn't wrap my head around all of the BS notions that religion taught and touted, I was just comfortable in non-belief. Though I'd read books by Esther Hicks, Rhonda Byrne, and had come to this new understanding about the quote-unquote law of attraction, I still couldn't reconcile how there was a universe or a source outside of me, though the teachings of Esther Hicks, Rhonda Byrne, Wayne Dyer, they would always say that I was in control, but then they would also say the universe or source was in control. So I thought to myself, which is it? It really confused me, and it really made me angry and made me more of a cynical atheist until I was on Amazon and I saw this book by this guy. His name is Story Waters, and the name of the book is called You Are God, Get Over It. As soon as I saw that title, I thought, confirmation. There's someone else out there who is in this quote-unquote law of attraction community who is having the same ideas and thoughts that I'm having. I started reading that book, but I just really kind of felt like it was a word salad and that he was simply not getting to the point fast enough for my liking, so I never finished the book. But the title of his book, You Are God, Get Over It, was truly the only spark that I needed to head me in the right direction. After being introduced to the teachings of Neville Goddard by way of Joseph Ally's channel here on YouTube, my eyes were opened. I couldn't believe the words I heard Neville speak about our being human gods and about our own wonderful human imagination being God. When I heard that, it was music to my ears. It was what I'd always dared but never could ever truly verbalize. Listening to the teachings of Neville Goddard emboldened me, really. It made me think to myself, I was right all along. All of these people are wrong, and I was right all along. And now I had confirmation, and I had someone who was literally speaking from the grave. We all know that Neville Goddard died in 1972. Though his voice with conviction boomed through my home as I watched YouTube video after YouTube video of all of his lectures in the summer of 2020. It literally changed my life, and the best thing it did was formally escorted me out of this whole law of attraction bullshit. I say thank you for Neville Goddard specifically for that. After absorbing and downloading all of this new information and these new philosophies from Neville Goddard, I thought to myself, I can't be an atheist anymore because I do believe in God. I believe in myself. I am a human God. How in the world could I ever call myself an atheist again? Because everyone had known me for an atheist for so many years, when people started getting wind that I didn't think that way anymore and that I was considering myself, or that I was, a theist, they were even more taken aback when I told them what kind of theist I was. And that, yes, I did believe in God. Yes, I believed in the power of God. And yes, I loved God with all of my heart because I was God. Now, this upset them more than my being atheist, which I found so interesting. Today, I can say I am a former atheist, and I wear my Godhood like a badge of honor. I wear it like a banner on my chest, and I don't care who knows about it. I don't care what people think about it. I truly rest in the peace of knowing who and what I am, God, period. I truly hope that this resonates with someone out there who is on the journey of figuring out who they are and what they are. It is my solemn hope that you can be still long enough in the peace and the truth of the calling of Godhood on and in your life. I want to thank you guys so much for helping me to grow the channel. We're growing a little bit more every day. I want to thank you for listening. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, bye everybody.